Okay, and we're on the Judy, and today's guest is West Ham superstar Michail Antonio. What's going on?
Nothing much. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for coming on. It means a lot. One thing I've got to say is early days of your Instagram, like you used to big up your celeb barber, HD Cuts, and now you got Cameron. What you just done with him?
Nah, bro. It's just like, obviously, you got to a certain time in my life where I was like, no, I've never grown my hair. Let me grow it just before I might not have it, you know?
Is that a boredom thing? Like, because you're a pro and, you know, like, you just got time in your hands. Thought, let me just grow my hair. Because there's another one of my mates who we both know. He went from skin fade to dreads like that. And I was thinking, what is going on? I'm bald, so I'm stressed, but this is a madness. Like,
no, to be fair, as a footballer, you constantly want to change your hair. Like, you think, what's the next style? Because you always watch yourself back on TV and you're like, oh, I'm actually feeling this trim, like... And so you change it till you find what you want.
Ain't your people telling you that you shouldn't get that style, or you just watch it yourself?
No, I watch it myself, man. Like, literally, what was it, 2015, 2016 season, I had like the high top.
Yeah.
But I realised, that I didn't grow the back. And like at the back of my head, it looked awful.
You should have done the Snoop Dogg thing, the side plats. Nah, anyway, yeah. Just wanted to know what was going on. Let's go straight into it, yeah. This was a big one because it was local as well. Boxing Day, and you're mashing up a mad car that anyone would dream of having. Talk us through that.
It wasn't Boxing Day.
What was it?
It was Christmas Day.
All the same, man. It was during the holidays. What a Christmas present for the house.
This conversation's very like, because still to this day it's hurt me. Like,
where people
I miss that
express
car.
yourself, bro, man.
So basically, obviously driving, slippery road. Obviously in the car, it holds corners nicely in it. So I'm going like 30, maybe 35. Yeah, on the 30 road. And it holds corners. So I'm thinking I don't even need to brake. I'm just going to go around the corner. I do it all the time because obviously it's low, it just holds the road. Yeah. Sick car. As I'm going around the corner, it skids. So as it skids, I shit myself. And I slam on the brakes. Worst thing you can do on ice. Yeah, is slam on the brakes because you just speed up. You're kind of meant to just like just go with it type thing. Slam on the brakes, just skid. But I've just gone up the curb. But I don't even remember it. It was just, everything just happened slow. And then I'm seeing smoke come out of the front of the car. The engine's in the back. So I'm thinking, but the car's going to blow up, even though it's just the airbags. Having to jump out of the passenger side, the tiny car.
It's like a what you call, like a crash scene in a movie.
Bruv.
I saw the pictures in the paper. I was thinking, no way.
It's a madness. And the thing is, I'm in the snowman costume as well. Like, I don't get why I didn't take it off in there instead of getting out. I confiscate people's phones. I was like, take your phone, give me your phone, give me your phone. But I was taking people's phones. But only person whose phone I didn't take was the owner of the house.
You can't
and then she was the one who come out and blogging. It's not even her garden, bruv.
Shut up.
It's not, I don't even want to say that, actually.
Yeah,
don't say that. It's not even her garden, bruv. So she lives around the corner. So she's attached to the garden.
Okay.
But her garden was on that side. It was some next guy who I spoke to afterwards. Yeah. It was his garden. He was cool. But she's like, oh, Lamborghini landed in my garden. It's not even a garden. And then she sold the story again this year.
Was that her?
Almost throw a brick through a window.
What Lambo was it? Just for...
Paffamante. So it was a Hurricane. Paffamante was a rare car, hard to get.
And what's going on with that? It's just...
Obviously... I was struggling to get insurance this year, bruv. No one wanted to insure me. I had to go to specialist insurance to get insurance. So my insurance this year is a madness.
So what are you driving now?
I got a G63.
Not bad. Staying high up.
To be fair, they were offering me £10,000 for an A3 to insure. Yeah.
They're treating you like a new driver.
Or get a G63 and pay double the price, but drive a G63 instead of an A3. So I'd rather pay 20 grand and drive a G63 instead of paying 10 grand and driving an A3.
Fair enough. Pay for your comfort, innit?
Exactly.
Anyway, apart from that little blip, your name's not really out there for like all the lifestyle, going out and getting papped and stuff. How have you stayed away from all of that?
I don't really go out. Like, I'm quite chilled. Like, I'll go out every now and then, to be fair. I'm out every now and then, but I'm not flashy. So when I'm out, I'm not spending money. I'm not doing shows.
Yeah.
I'll go out, I'll get a table, but I'm buying one bottle of Hennessy. And I'm going through my bottle of Hennessy. If there's 3 men, I'm buying two or 3 bottles of Hennessy.
Yeah. And
we're going through that because that's all I need. That's what I need for my night. I don't need people to notice me.
Yeah, you don't need the light shows.
I don't need the light shows.
Yeah. To be fair, I went out with my mate and he was like, the sparklers would come out and he'd literally grab them all and just throw them into the ice and stuff. He's like, nah, I don't need all that.
When I order my drinks, I go, do not bring any sparklers. I literally first want to say, do not bring nothing with it. Like, just bring my drink. Don't put your hand in the air. Have it down beside you and put it on the table. Nice.
Well, if they come out with the FIFA card and
never. I've never done that. Actually, once.
Early days
in Vegas, but then Vegas you could get away with that stuff because no one knows where I am in Vegas.
Go on. No one really talks about Vegas. Go on. Tell me about. I want to go, but I'm scared about the amount of money I've got to save up to spend and potentially lose. I'm not really a gambler in that.
Where have you been? Where have you been on holiday? Have you been to Ibiza?
Been to Ibiza.
You've been to Ibiza?
Yeah.
You've been in Marbella?
I haven't been Marbs yet.
Yeah, you've been Marbs.
Nah.
Okay. Been to Dubai?
I've been to Dubai, yeah.
All right.
But I went to Dubai when it wasn't like that.
Oh, when it wasn't like that?
Yeah.
Then
I went with my dad.
Then basically, Vegas is an adult's playground. Anything you want to do, anything you want to be, you can do in Vegas. Like, literally, you can go from a pool party at 12, finish the pool party at 7, you go get some food, you go to a club, that club will finish at 7, you go to an after party at a club that finishes at 10, 11, you go back to a pool party. You don't have to ever stay in your hotel.
And in between that, you're going in the casinos.
In between that, you're going to casinos and stuff like that. Then there's shows like Mariah Carey will be there, Drake will be there, Future will be there. But these guys are coming to the clubs to perform. So you're not paying extra tickets. You're just going to the club. And you got Drake, Lil Wayne, anyone you want to say will be there performing at the club.
I got to touch them, man.
Like, it's a madness. Like, I went there for my stag do, so I spent ridiculous amounts of money on my stag do. But then I've been there with me and my brother, and we were just chilled. Didn't spend much.
Yeah. So
it all depends when you want to go. If you go Memorial Weekend,
silly.
Though, but then again, that's if you're gonna go and you want to do it right, that's the time to go.
We'll talk about that off cam.
Everything's double.
Memorial Weekend. I think I've known people that gone Miami that said it's just a joke, and people are picking, the bouncers are picking people out of the queue who's going to come in. So me and you could be queuing, they'll get you in and not me. Yeah,
like, it's a madness. But the thing is, Miami gets ghetto, innit? Like,
okay.
It's like loads of like the hoodlums and stuff like that. Where if you go in Vegas, everyone's going to Vegas to enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
Like, I've been to Vegas 5 times now. I've never seen a fight. I've never seen a fight in Vegas.
You got a house there?
I wish.
I guess your calm lifestyle come from you getting married young. What made you jump at that choice?
I mean, like, 27 wasn't that too bad, but I had a child at 20.
Okay.
So that kind of did calm me down, because before that, like, no one really knows. I can't share. I think I can't share that. But before I met my missus, I was a bit wild and reckless, to be fair.
Young pro.
19. Didn't really go out much. Didn't really experience it. And then I met this guy, Jacob Mellis, and then he showed me the party life. And I was out probably, say, every Tuesday, Saturday. I was guaranteed to be out.
Do you miss that?
Do I miss it?
Put your wife aside and your family aside.
I don't miss it. No, I won't say no. I don't miss it. Like, because I still get opportunities to go out and stuff like that, and it's still like I still do. I'm still the same old me in it. When I'm out, I'm out.
Yeah.
But I was reckless. Like when I think I was 18 going to 19. I didn't save a penny. Didn't save a penny that whole entire year.
Was you one of them people, or one of them footballers that you get paid end of the month, you're scrambling?
Like asking my mum for money. I'm a footballer and I'm asking my mum for money coming to the end of the month. Last week, guaranteed.
Serious?
Yeah.
And that's from going out?
That was from going out. And obviously when you go out, you can't constantly wear the same thing. So you have to get new clothes. Like, it's a job. Partying is a job.
Boy.
So when I met my missus, she shut it all down. And to be fair, it made me sensible and obviously more secure than I am now.
No, but I hear that. I respect that. You've got to experience that that.
I think if I didn't do that, I would probably would have been more reckless now.
Yeah.
But obviously, because I've done it, it's not one of the things where...
Do you reckon that's why footballers nowadays are still getting caught doing it and stuff like that? Because they haven't experienced it from young. They've just literally come into money and thought, oh, I need to do all of this and this and this, and then just get out of control.
Definitely. Like, obviously, why it's different for me, because obviously I came in late and I used to go out before I became pro. So I was going out, like I was always in something like Kinetics and Oshis and stuff like that. So them places were spots for me. But those times I never drank because I didn't have the money to drink. So I'll be going to the bar, getting 2, 3, 4 drinks and getting to a nice little buzz, and that'll be me for the night because I can't be buying drinks all night.
Yeah.
And obviously the way footballers do it is something else. Like
plus it's the things that come with it. When they see that, when certain people see the sparklers,
well, it attracts flies.
Exactly, yeah.
Like so like it's an actual madness where like I met this guy Jacob Mellis. We'll be going out, and where I used to buy 2, 3 drinks at the beginning of the night, he goes, "You're not ever allowed to have one drink in. You're never allowed to not have a drink in your hand."
That's the rule.
That's the rule for the night. But then that's one rule. The next thing is he'll go to the bar and there'll be 4, maybe 5 of us out. He'll buy a table worth of Jaeger bombs. So it'd be like 60 Jaeger bombs on the table. He was like, yeah, there's 3, all right, it's 5, 6 of us. We're finish this now. So we're doing 50, 60 shots of Jaegers, like just apart in the middle of the night.
How are you surviving?
I'm not gonna lie, there were some nights where I was throwing up everywhere, like people carrying me home, like just the young stupidity stuff.
Yeah.
But to be fair, it's given me a baseline now where now I can like,
you can control your drink.
If I go out, I'm drinking like
better. No, it's good to experience that lifestyle, man. It's good. Let's talk about your career now. Tooting and Mitcham. You're mashing up the youth team, get called up to the first team. When you get called up to the first team, did you find it hard, like going from youth team football and reserves and then playing men's football? No,
not really, to be fair, because I always played with older people. Like, even when we was playing like in the parks and stuff, I always played someone older. Like, I always played with my brother. He's always 2 years older than me. But I went from youth team and then youth team to reserves. And then the reserve manager kept telling the first team manager, like, I've got a player here, but reserves was men's basically anyway. Okay. But the manager's like, nah, he's a kid. I don't want no kids in my team, blah, blah, blah.
You get that in non-league as well, like
all the time. Like, it's like, nah, he's 17. Like, he ain't gonna be able to handle it. So I had to trial for the first team. I had to literally forget that I'm in the reserves. I had to go and trial for the first team myself to get into the first team.
And then he signed you, innit?
And then signed me. And then within like, I played 3 games. Then the club's like, sign a contract. I was like, I don't want to sign a contract because if a club comes in, I want to be able to just leave.
Was someone advising you then? Or was it just, you just knew?
I just knew I don't want to sign a contract because if someone comes in, then I don't want them going, oh, you're paying this and this much for him. Where I just want to be able to go, all right, I'm packing my bags and I can go. But then they kicked me out the whole club.
For not signing a contract?
For not signing a contract. They said, you're not playing reserves, you're not playing youth team, you need to leave the club. So I left and went to AFC Wimbledon. And AFC Wimbledon wouldn't pay £7 for my registration fee.
What?
So
£7?
£7. They wouldn't pay £7 for my registration fee. and Mitcham were offering me 150 a week, and they were paying my taxes. So that was cash in hand, and I was a lifeguard, and I was getting an extra 150 a week, and I was like, you know what, let me just take that. So I've gone back, signed the deal. Then within six games, I've signed for Reading.
Didn't you score like every game?
Every game, scored every game. Then signed for Reading, went back, and like training full time. Literally, just like gave me like another level. So when I've gone back, like I was getting hat tricks, like basically every other game and stuff like that.
I remember one summer was at Jamie Lawrence's. Like you had disappeared because we used to see you like skillful player, bit very raw.
Yeah.
Come back, you was this absolute beast. That you was wham, rapid. I think he was all running with the ball saying gear 1, gear 2, gear 3, sprinting past. I said, where the f is he? Like, what's happened here? Like, what was you eating in the gym? Like,
to be fair, I've never done the gym. That's one thing.
Stop that.
You've seen, no,
Michael,
you might not
I've
have seen my dad.
you on
Kid.
Sky.
Yeah.
On Sky, take your top off after a game and it's radiator.
Bruv, it's genes, blood.
Shut up, man.
Shut
up.
genes.
Unless you're eating trees and that's not happening, bro.
Listen,
you're in. So what? At football, you're not in the gym.
In the video, I'll take my top off.
I know it's all right. It's all right. Pause. It's all right.
I tell you, I don't go in the gym. Literally, I've never been in the gym because I've literally grown this way. Like, remember when we was younger and I was 5'5", bruv, smaller than all you, man. That's what I'm saying, little skinny guy. And then literally I grew, as I've grown when I turned 16, I grew wider as well.
Hey, West Ham, can I have some of that juice that you lot are giving Mike or whatever? Anyway, all right, cool, yeah. But I was like, yeah, this guy is a beast. And you've just gone shot, up and up. But let's talk about family. You come from like quite a big Jamaican family. I remember, you might not know this yet, I had a madness with someone in Clapham Junction. That madness then spiraled into school. I had madness with his cousin. Then it turns out that guy was your cousin.
My nephew.
Your nephew.
Yeah.
And it's like every Jamaican in South London is related to this guy. Like, what was your like household like? Was it busy? Was it quiet?
Was a madness. So basically, I was me, my brother, and 3 of my sisters living in the house with my mum and dad. But then my mum always was taking people in, like constantly. So it's like a 3-bed terrace. But then there'll be me, my brother, and my 3 sisters, my mum and dad.
Yeah.
And then there'll be like 3 other people in the house that's staying. So there'll be like 10, 11 of us in a 3-bed terrace.
And then the rest on a Sunday.
Literally, on a Sunday, I've got 30 nieces and nephews. Yes. So they're all there on a Sunday at my mum, so it's just carnage. Like, it's just crazy, but we're all tight-knit. Yeah. Every Sunday, everyone's at my mum, so everyone was just close. It was like, if you ever ask me, like, what's your favourite time growing up, I'll say Sundays.
Yeah, Sundays is big. I used to go to, I'm African, but I used to go to my Jamaican friend's house on a Sunday, get food's banging, just vibes, innit? It's like
vibes, like playing games, yeah. Like arguments, funny jokes, talking about sex, talking about everything.
Drunken uncles and that.
Yeah, bro.
No, that's cool. Was your parents strict?
Yeah, like crazy strict, like to the stage where people talk about smacks, bro. I got beatings, bro. Like, it was madness, the stuff that I was getting. But like, it gave me the respect for my mum to this day.
Yeah.
I'm still slightly scared of my mum. Like, on a serious level. Like, if I say something like a little bit out of tone and my mum raises her voice, it's long. Like, straight, I shut down.
How did your mum take to you playing football?
My mum was good with it, to be fair. Like, she always followed me, always got my boots and stuff like that, yeah. Even though they were like F30s and that. But she always went and got my boots for me. But my dad didn't. My dad, obviously, we didn't have like much money and stuff like that. My dad always, as soon as I turned 16, he's like, go get a job. I was like, nah, I'm trying to be a footballer, blah, blah. He's like, nah, that's not a job. Go get a real job, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, he was never a football fan anyway. He was always a cricket man. So
proper yard
West Indies, that's it. So like he never came to any of my games growing up or anything like that. So he wasn't really supportive. But when I made it, he was buzzing for me.
Did that annoy you, or you like just be like, Dad, this is for you?
Nah, to be fair, like I wasn't really too fussed. Like, I kind of was doing it for myself anyway. I always said it. Like, I always said, I'm gonna be football, I'm gonna be professional, so I'm gonna keep pushing myself. And I always had my mum there. If I ever needed things, she never really came to games and watched me or anything. They weren't really like that supportive, but if I needed a pair of boots, if I needed anything, I needed money to get there, she always gave it to me.
You say, like, your drive, where did it come from? I know in our area, there's a lot of people that were very, very good at football. Was you, like, in your head thinking, I've got to be better than them? I'm pushing myself to get to where they are, and then or was it just, I just love the game?
It was more, I just love the game. I'm gonna keep playing. I was like, but I always said to myself, I'm gonna be pro. I'm gonna be pro. And
at any standard.
Yeah, because I always believe you talk it out, it will happen.
Yeah.
If you keep believing yourself and keep pushing yourself, it will happen. And I always, when there was so much people who was like, you're not gonna make it and stuff like that, I always go, that's your opinion. Like, still to this day, like, I've had a fallout with players and stuff like that because I've always said to myself, I have to believe I am one of the best for me to perform the way I need to perform. And then people will be like, but you're not one of the best. I got to believe I am. And people are like, but how can you say you're one of the best, this, that, and that? And I'm like, why do you care about how I'm thinking? It's what I need to do for me to perform. Yeah. So leave me to do what I'm doing. But there's certain people out there that want you to say you're not the best, but I'll never not say I'm not one of the best because I need to believe that for me to perform and do what I need to do.
Are you the best at West Ham?
Am I the best? I'll say one of the best. I am one of the best.
Better. Love that. How did the Reading move come about? Was it a scout? Was it agents or?
It was a scout. So no, not really a scout either. So Billy Smith was the manager at the time. And obviously I was playing well, scoring quite a few goals. And Billy Smith knew Steve Coppell because I think he managed Steve Coppell.
Okay.
So I think he gave him a call and told him to get scouts down. So the scouts came down and watched 3 of my games. And then the last game they watched is when I played Millwall reserves. Played well in that game. The next day, Mill was like, I want you to train with us.
Millwall said this?
Millwall, yeah. So I played with them on a Tuesday. The next day, I was training with Millwall for the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
They offered me a contract on the Friday, but I had trial with Reading on the Monday. So I said, I can't accept this. Let me do my trial on Wednesday and I'll get back to you next week. And then trialed on the Monday with the first team. So I'm training now, like I'm going from non-league and I'm training now with like Stephen Hunt, Kevin Doyle, Michael Dubry, the Orlita. Like I thought I was going in to train with like the Rezzies. I'm in with the first team. Like it was crazy. And obviously playing completely different training drills where like possession games where there's no goals to score in. So we just got to keep the ball. That's not my game, bruv. That ain't my game. We're in a small, tiny box. There's 20 of us in that box. Yeah, and I can't knock it and run anywhere. Like, I'm meant to actually just keep this ball in this little box.
Did you like in school go like, I'm a bit confused there, or did you just run with it?
I just run with it. Like, because obviously they tell me this is the part of the game, you've got to keep the ball. Yeah. So it's possession game. So, and one thing is me, I was never technical, like to the stage where once I got the ball, that's when I'm making my decision what I'm going to do with it. So, but they're like, no, you need to make a decision before you get it. So I'm getting the ball, looking up, where I'm going to pass it, someone's already around you taking the ball. I've got the ball again, looking up, seeing where I want to pass it, someone's taking the ball. So next time, I've got the ball and I've just fucking put the ball there. I've got my back out and I'm like holding it, fighting everybody, looking around, trying to pass it. Like I've turned it like a nice, easy possession game into a fight.
I bet you any money you had some pro said, bro, who the fuck is this guy? Like,
bro, literally, no one wanted to be on my team. So like, what on earth have we signed? What on earth have we signed? Like literally, because I'm not gonna lie, I was embarrassing at those games. Those games were not me. Like anything small-sided and without a goal, I just forget it. Like no chance. I struggled with those type of things until I got my mid-20s. Like I'm saying to 23, 24, if you anything small, I struggled because I never did it.
Yeah.
Like I never trained with no type of academy. So anything I did was non-league. And non-league, even like to this day, like when I'm seeing my son train, when he's training with certain coaches and he trained with certain different coaches, you can see the difference.
Yeah.
And that's what I had to learn, what these people will learn from academy at 18, 19, 20. But the difference is I was learning while having to play games. But difference with me and with them, why I did well, is because I was playing man's games where they were playing youth games and kids games. So when it got to a match, I was, even though I might not be bigger than people, but I know how to use my body. I know how to beat somebody because that's the only thing I knew what to do.
Yeah,
is get it, and I don't need to do any skills. I'm knocking it past you, and then I'm gonna get the ball in the box. That's all I wanted to do.
Fair enough. Yeah. Everyone learns different.
Exactly.
No, I hear that. When you signed that pro deal, did you tell me or did you just?
Yeah, so I had to give him a call and say, I'm sorry, I'm signing for Reading, because we were both sat there. I had an agent at the time in non-league as well, to be fair. And I sat down, they were like, who do you want to sign for? If you go Millwall, more likely get into the first team and you can start your career. But if you go to Reading, you're going to have to work and probably be in around the reserves more and stuff like that. And I based it off basically Millwall in League One, Reading was in the Championship, always pushing to get in the Premier League. And I was like, I believe if you try and go high, you could always end up. If I went to Reading and it didn't really work out, there was always a good chance for me to always go back to Millwall.
Yeah.
But to be fair, everything did work out. Like I went back to Tooting and Mitcham. I was there for 3 months. Got back from Tooting and Mitcham, played one reserve game. Jumped from non-league football straight to League One, playing for Cheltenham.
How was that?
That was hard, mate. I got subbed on, subbed off like 3 times.
Shut up. What, 3 games?
Yeah. Like, obviously, my first ever game was at Elland Road. 22,000 people. First ever professional game.
At Leeds United, Elland Road.
Elland Road. Played 13 minutes. First 13 minutes on fire. When I say to you, till to this day, I remember how well I played in the first 30 minutes. Yeah. Just beating my man, getting balls into the box. I was on corners, taking long throws. I was on everything.
I bet you was thinking, this is easy.
Bruv. Oh my God.
Big lead. Yeah. This is dead. Look.
And then I've taken a long throw in.
Yeah.
Balls come back out to me. One man's come to me, beat him. Another man's come to me, beat him. Gone to the edge of the box now. Gone to shoot. Outside the box. Kish Noble's put his foot on the other side of the ball. As I'm shooting. Tore 3 ligaments in my ankle. 13
First
minutes
game.
in.
Oh,
13 minutes in, mate. 3 ankles gone. I was obviously, first game, I was like, I ain't coming off. Yeah, so I'm limping around the pitch, like just trying my hardest. Managed to stay on till 28th minute, but like my ankle blew up. Out for 3 months for my first game.
Did you go straight back to Reading?
Went straight back to Reading to do my rehab. Then went back to Colchester, and it was just like, I was just like rusty, mate. Like stop, start, getting subbed on, getting subbed off. I don't even think I even scored for Cheltenham.
So when you've signed this pro and you're playing these games, did you think, I've made it?
No. One thing with me is I always believe, and I've always said this to everyone I've spoken to, I've seen so many people play 10, 15 pro games and then drop out the league.
Yeah.
Like I've seen so much people do that. So I've always said, until you've played 150, you've got 150 caps underneath your belt, you're not pro. Like, because then you're established.
Yeah.
Like, then you've done it. You've played those games. So these people can now trust that you can play. And where one person's not feeling you, another person's gone, nah, he's done it.
Yeah.
He's got 150 caps under him. Like, he can play. So all these people that are playing 10, 15 games and they feel like they've made it, bruv, you're like, anything can happen.
You're basically still on trial then, isn't it? Because you're still fighting for your shirt, whereas you've got 150 games, you're established in the league.
Exactly.
Experienced, someone, everyone knows who you are, innit?
Yeah.
It's a good way to look at things, look at the game, to be fair. And not a lot of people see it like that. They just see it as I've signed on a dotted line, I'm getting money in my account. And you put football on my Instagram, on my Twitter. Did your family think you'd make it? Did your family think you'd made it? All of them, all your family.
Like, it's a difficult one, to be fair. Like, I'll say yeah. Like, because my family don't really understand football. Like, if you ever get opportunity to go to Jamaica and watch a Jamaican game, and you hear what the stuff that the fans are saying, like, they don't really understand football. Like, it's like, so obviously me now working and it's now my full-time job. They think, Michael's made it, blah blah blah. But obviously I didn't have a lavish lifestyle because I wasn't making much money.
Yeah.
And I've not really made much money until, I'll say, my last contract. And I was 26, 27 is where I've really started making real money and life-changing money. Before that, I always had to thought, okay, what job am I going to do when I retire? Now I can actually think, you know what? If I'm not happy, if I can pick a job where I'm like, you know what? If I'm not happy, that I don't have to do it. I can chill, and I know I'm going to be investing my money well enough for me to actually go, you know what? This is what I want to do. And if it's not, then I'll quit and I'll find something that I want to enjoy.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to be secure.
You spoke about investments. So you're saying you're not set for life after football, but you've got things in motion to look after yourself.
Yeah.
Have you had any investments go wrong?
Oh, have I? Yeah. The first thing I tried to start a clothing label, 200 grand lost out of my life.
Serious?
Yeah.
Is that from people? The people you're giving your money to, like just doing mad things, or you just doing it all yourself?
I was involved in myself because obviously it's something that I loved clothes and stuff like that. Like, still to this day I love clothes. Like, I've got ridiculous amounts. My wardrobe's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not showing it today. But like, obviously, I'm really into clothes. So I was proper design. I was drawing and designing my own clothes, and then I was getting a proper designer. Then I was going like Portugal, so I was getting the best fabrics and everything to do it.
Right,
and then
you're proper not shortcutting everything. Most people go to like China, India, and do it that way.
I was like with my clothes, I care about fabrics and how it feels on my skin and stuff like that. So I was getting the best fabrics, everything, all the designs, everything was a joke. Then people were going on the website. People were like, "Oh, I really like your clothes. I did fashion week. I did everything with it." And everyone's like, "Oh, buzzing off the clothes, blah blah blah." Could I get sales though? People, like, the amount of people be like, "Oh, I love your stuff," this and that, but to get them to actually put money in their pockets and buy the stuff, one of the hardest things ever. And then it got to a stage where I was like selling maybe 5, 6, 7 things, and like, but it was just like everything was just dragging. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather just rather just call it a day.
But you weren't established as a footballer then. Do you reckon if you did that now, not putting the idea in your head because you've probably past that, would you reckon it would be a lot better?
No, because I'm a person where, like I said before, like, I don't want to be that person where everyone knows me.
Okay.
So when I was doing it, I didn't put my name to it. I just put my clothes out there because I want people to buy it. Yeah. Because I wanted it to outlive my career. So if it worked, I want it to work forever, not work while I'm playing. Yeah. Where there's loads of people are out there now and go, yeah, this is my clothing label, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm not gonna lie, they're eating. Like, they are eating because they've got their fan base and they're using their fan base to get their clothing. But I wanted something where if it blows, it blows and it keeps going type thing.
It blows because people like it, not just because people are buying it because of who's behind it. No, it makes sense. You spoke about Jamaica and, like, I asked you about your family if they thought you'd make it. Did you get any cousins or other family members pop up and be like, "Oh, Michael, like, yeah, big footballer, lend me this or give me that"?
I'm constant.
Or even now?
It's one of those things where, obviously, I've had friends call me up for money. Like, I've had people who I know for a fact gone, bruv, you ain't a baller, like this, that, and that, to other people going, I don't know how he's made it, this, that, and that. And then call me up and go, oh, we should go for a coffee. And I'm like,
you was cussing me not too long ago.
Bruv, you know the people you're talking to tell me shit. Like I've had other people call me and go, listen, be careful when you come back to the bits, because people say they're gonna rob you. Like, and I'm like, okay, cool. And the people that are saying that are people that I knew growing up.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where you're like, you know what? Obviously, me becoming the footballer, I literally went from London, where I was living in London, commuting to Reading, to Sheffield, some other part of the world. And, I went from Sheffield to Nottingham, then from Nottingham back into London with my biggest deals and my biggest money.
Yeah.
So, but even though I've heard all that and all this, nothing's ever like, to be fair, like touch wood, whatever it is, like nothing's ever really happened. Like I've always, and even when I first came back, I was quite flashy, to be fair. I always had like all the biggest designer watches and stuff like that, because
cars.
I'm a collector. Yeah. I had cars and everything. And I always came back to the area because obviously it's my bits, man. Like I'm not going to not come to my area. Yeah. So, but yeah, nothing's really happened.
But what do you think about when that happens? Like when you hear so-and-so saying this and this about me if I come back, like, and most of them look on, like, I know it sounds dumb, but they'll look on Football Manager and see you're on XYZ and think, rah, like, he's not, why, this was my guy in school, why ain't he helping me out? Like, Like, what are you thinking when you're hearing these people are targeting you?
Like, obviously, they feel like, especially at the times when they were saying it, I was at Sheffield Wednesday. Like, Sheffield Wednesday, I wasn't making nothing at Sheffield Wednesday. But obviously, they think I'm a footballer and they see what all the superstars are making. And so they're thinking, bruv, he must be on that. Like, he's on P's, bruv, like this, that, and that. But like, these times, nothing. Like, I've just made enough just to pay mortgage on my house that I bought. Like, and the rest of it, I'm probably in the same life as you, but only thing is I've been able to buy a house. Yeah. And that's it.
But I don't think they see that. They just think he can buy whatever he wants. He's a footballer and it's constant. Like, it's always going to come in. Like, he has to help us out. But like, it's not the case. Like
the other day, I was going back through my pictures and it was like, what was it? I think I went for a picture, it's just before, is that Nottingham Forest? Yeah, Nottingham Forest. And like, my best clothes when I was at Nottingham Forest, and this was 6 years ago, was like Alexandra McQueen. Like, Alexandra McQueen.
I think I got it on now. So.
Yeah, but I know. I see it still. I've got that jumper. I bought it the other day. Yeah, Alexandra McQueen. Like, but then those were the stuff that I was like buzzing. Like, I was like, yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah.
And that was only 6 years ago. Like, now, obviously, I've got a few designer things and stuff like that where it's like LV and stuff like that. But still to this day, my mentality is different. Like, I can't spend a bag on a jacket. I can't. I'll have to go on the sale.
Physically, you can't. But
I probably could.
Not probably, you could.
I could. Yeah,
times 10. You could buy 10 of them, but
I can't. Mentally, I can't. Physically, I could. Mentally, I can't spend a bag on a jacket. Like, it hurts me. Like, the other day, I saw my missus bought me for Christmas, on my birthday, she got me a Dior short suit. I love like a short suit type thing. Yeah, all black. And then I saw it in the shop. £900, bruv. I went home here. But what are you doing, bruv? What are you doing, bruv? Like, why are you spending that money on this? Bruv, like, I've got bare Fresh Ego stuff in the house. Like, are you spending £900 for a Fresh Ego's on 100? Like, I lost it with her. She's like, I'm buying you a gift, how you so ungrateful, blah, blah. Because to be fair, she works in it. Like, she's a lawyer herself. So
okay.
So she actually spent her own money on it. It's not like I'm brushing her because she's spending mine. But even though she's spending her own, I'm still like, it's a waste of money.
Yeah. you're quite like, where'd you get this mentality from? Because coming from, like you're saying, your upbringing weren't a lot of money. When you get money, it's like you've only spent it going out early days. Why are you so like reserved and strict with yourself?
I won't say I'm reserved and strict, to be fair, because I do spend. Because like I said, I love clothes.
That's a gift though. If you love clothes, so what? It's 9 bills. Like you're a prem boy. Like that's nothing. That's like 90 quid to me. See what I'm saying?
You know what scared me? My financial advisor. Because I met him when I was 21, 22. And he's like, he come to me at a time and I was renting a big house. I had a big car.
Yeah.
And he's gone to me, your outgoings are more than your incomings. At 22. I was like, what? So your outgoings more than your incomings. I was like, no chance. Because I always had money at the end of the month. And these times I always had money at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Like it was a bit tight, but I was like, I had money at the end of the month. So I was like, I'm not asking anyone for money, so I'm all right.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, because the way everything's going now, sporadically over the month, you feel like you've got money all the way through because then you get paid. But your outgoings is more than your incomings. He sat me down and made me write down everything. And my incomings was £5,000 a month. My outgoings was £500 more than my incomings.
Wow.
And I was like, how? How? Because I didn't even notice but everything was just coming out.
Yeah.
But everything was coming out small. And then by the time I should have been struggling, I'm getting paid again.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. And he said, if you keep going this way, what job do you want to do? Because you've been a postman or what? What do you want to be?
Don't diss postman. My dad's a postman. Don't diss postman, bro. But no,
it wasn't.
You won't get your bank statements if you work for my dad and that, yeah? So just a second. Talk about
man said the attention of a queen and man went postman.
Talk about some other thing, yeah? Don't talk about postman, yeah? Shout out Royal Mail, yeah?
So like, literally, I was like, all right, cool. What do I need to do? And then from there, he was just like being on my case. But like, investments have gone, like those investments have gone wrong. Like what else have I invested in? Like, I invested in another thing for 90 grand, another thing for 70 grand. Like, and money's just like gone.
You see, like when you're losing this money, are you...
Bruv, so like Southside wants to come out of me in it because, and the thing is, I'm losing this money. It's not my side. It's not my fault as well. It's other people's faults. And I'm like, bruv, like,
they're like, Mike, it's just gone.
Yeah. And the thing is, I know these guys are cowboys. And the thing is, you know, when you grow up, like when we grow up, you're like, we deal with stuff different. Like people get punched up, like it's straight. And I'm like, bruv, I can't do it. I actually can't do it. Like, I actually have some type of status now. I can't just walk around beating people up. But like, literally, like, £90,000, yeah. Like,
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Like, it's ridiculous. Like, to this day, like, it burns me. And I'm like, he's like, I just don't have it. I can't.
Literally, I just don't have it.
Yeah, he's like, I just don't have it. Just don't have it. But for £90,000, man lost my money. And he just always says to me, I just don't have it. And the worst thing is, he didn't just lose it, he spunked it. So man took my money and spunked my money because he was trying to live a lifestyle that he wasn't living. And then he's like, I just don't have it. Hit rock bottom because he was on drugs and everything, had to go to rehab. Yeah. Hit rock bottom. And then he's like, yeah, just don't have it now. Just don't have it.
You've given him this money. He's meant to invest it in double your money, and then he's just gone and done a madness. And then, all right, cool. Yeah, that'll probably get you hot, so we'll talk about something else. Let's talk about your celebrations, yeah? Because you always do a madness. Where's that come from? Like music, or you just think, let me just copy what my kids are into?
No, it was more about like, obviously it got to a stage where I've just got to the Prem and I was like, I need to be different. Like, I need to be different. I want to be remembered for something.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? No one's really, like, people are doing celebrations, but no one's really doing celebrations. And I was like, you know what? I want to be known for it. Like, I want to be known for the celebration guy. And obviously, I was watching Simpsons at night. And then I saw Homer do that, and I was like, this is the one. If anything's going to start it, this has to be it. So if I score tomorrow, this is the one. And then literally that went viral. And then from there, I had to do it.
You have to do something different.
Something different every time.
Do you practice them? Like, do you play a tune and then practice them, or you just go out there and just score and do it?
I have to practice them. Because if I want to do it, I want to do it properly, innit? Like the Ali G one, I did that for ages. I was in my change, because half the time we're in hotels, innit?
Yeah.
I'm in the hotels and I'm like studying. I'm on YouTube, like, what am I going to do? And then the worm, I had to do that in my room. Like, because you can get the worm wrong. You don't look like you're having a fit on the ground. So I have to do it properly.
So nothing to do with music. Like, music doesn't inspire it. It's just what you
it's
watch.
What I feel in the day, yeah. I even get people to send me stuff, because obviously I was scoring quite a few goals, so I was like running out of stuff. So I was like, yes, people send me some celebrations.
So you're not a fan of the box standard knee slide and that?
Nah, man. So you got to be different. This is gonna be my little spin. So when I retire, it'll be like, oh, the celebration guy, Michail. Yeah.
You kept it kind of humble when you bagged the hat trick. Was it hat trick or was it 4?
4.
You kept it quite humble then.
Because I just didn't feel right celebrating without no fans. Yeah. And the next thing is, I've not celebrated since VR's come in. Have you not noticed? Because
you don't know if it's...
I don't know.
So what is your, like, as a footballer and your team, like, as footballers, what is it like? 1, no fans, and 2, having to wait before something kicks in?
It's awful. Like, especially with my overhead kick I did with City.
Yeah.
I wanted to run around and go crazy, yeah. But I honestly thought Thomas handballed the ball. So I was like, I've just run to Thomas, go, did you handball it? He's like, I don't know. So I still can't celebrate. So we're all talking we're all huddling and talking. Like, going, did you handball? He's like, I don't know. And then Deck's like, did you handball? We're like, don't know. So we're just huddling and waiting for a decision to be made. And then they're like, yeah, but then by the time they make the decision, it's 3-4 minutes later, I can't run and celebrate. So I was like, okay, yeah, nice goal, Mike. Well done.
And the fans, do they like drive you to play better? Definitely.
Like, when the fans are there, obviously the levels of running and stuff like that is higher, and the last 20 minutes is more intense.
Yeah.
Without it, everything's more calm. Everyone can play easier football.
Yeah.
You can hear what each other is saying. So it does make the football easier. And that's why I believe that there's more goals and more stuff like that, because it makes actually playing football easier, where you can hear each other speak and you can tell someone man on and they can actually hear you. But there's no football without fans, to be fair. Football, it's not the same.
Yeah. Even watching it with the fan noise, I switched that off and watch it without it. Let me ask you something, yeah? I just popped into my head. With your celebrations, would Nova have celebrated like that? And please tell the people watching and listening, who is Nova?
I can't believe you brought this up. Oh, all right. Nova used to be my little nickname I had growing up. Yeah.
I'm sorry. God.
Nova was a little nickname I used to have growing up, to be fair.
Would he have done the worm and the Ali G and...
No, he wouldn't have. To be fair, Nova's not who Michail is. Like, Nova and Michail are completely different. Like, Nova is more of a Michail thing, isn't it? Michail was nice and quiet and chilled. You get me?
Oh yeah. That's another thing I got to pull you up on. I know you, Michail.
Yeah.
Who the hell is Michail?
Listen, you gotta have different personas.
So you're playing football. So Michail isn't a pro. Michail is.
Michail's a pro.
This is so. I was thinking.
No, to be fair,
I'm not. Hold on. Who the hell is Michail, bro? Why is he spell his name like that?
No. To be fair, I was always Michail, but growing up in South London, it's a mess, isn't it?
Yeah, no one's calling you Michail in school, bro.
And my teachers taught me my name wrong, innit? On my passport, on my birth certificate, on everything, it's Michail. But my whole entire childhood, I've been called Michail. Whole entire childhood. So I just, like, it's one of those things where I didn't even notice until I was 14. I didn't look at my passport. I didn't look at my birth certificate. I didn't look at nothing. So I was always taught to spell my name as Michael.
Okay.
A-E-L.
Yeah.
So I've always told everyone my name's Michael until I was 14 and I saw my passport. It's A-I-L. So it actually is Michail. And I was like, Mum, my passport's wrong. She's like, no, it's right. I was like, it can't be right. That means I'm spelling my name wrong all the time. She's like, yeah, you must be. All my GCSEs, everything. It's Michael.
All that's void now, yeah?
It's
Michael
void.
didn't exist. Let's go back to football now. So throughout your career, you moved out of London. How did you find that adjustment? Like moving from commuting to Reading and then getting a house in Sheffield?
It was hard at first, to be fair. Obviously, London, the hustle bustle, everyone's in a rush. Like, I just got used to it.
Yeah.
Shops are constantly open. Like, I can leave my house at 12 and go, I'll go to off license and get something. Up north, 6 o'clock, bruv. Everyone's in the house. Like, you don't think you can get to a shop after 6.
It's one of them ones where if you're walking around or driving around after 6, people are looking out the window like,
what are you doing?
What's going on there? Who's that?
Mate, it is crazy. Like, and then everyone's driving speed limits. Like, everyone's driving so slow. No one's got anywhere to go. And if they got somewhere to go, they're in no rush to get there. To the stage where I got so used to that life, like where just seeing the countryside and stuff like that. Yeah. When I moved back to London, I hated it.
Serious?
Hated it. Like, it was just I couldn't get used to how busy it was, couldn't get used to the rush, couldn't get used to nothing. So I found it so difficult to get used to.
And you're a big man, so when you're walking through like a shopping centre, someone's barge you, like a little woman will barge you and you're like you got to lock your core in and stuff like that.
But it's crazy. Up there, you're walking, everyone's like, oh, good morning. Like, no one's looking in your face in London.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And then, but now I'm back in London, like, London's the best place.
Nova's back in. Like, half of Nova's back in.
Yeah. Like, it's like compared, but obviously missing the kids are up north. So I get a bit of both.
Yeah, that's good.
It's sick, to be fair.
So you signed up West Ham, big London club. How was that? Was you itching to sign, or did you think, yeah, this is me, I'm going to make my point now?
Yeah, because what was it? When I signed, I played championship. Yes, I was playing championship for 5 years now, for when I signed there. And then I've always had people saying, oh, you're good, but you're just not consistent enough for the Premier League. You're good, but you're just not consistent enough for the Premier League. You'll have games where you're 8, 9, then you'll have games where you're 4, 5. You need to be a flat 7 constantly to get that opportunity. So keep hearing that through my career, seeing people nick moves they're nicking moves to the Premier League, but then I was getting better stats and stuff than them in the champ. And I was like, how are they getting moves and I'm not getting these moves? Yeah. Like, but then it was the exact same thing, just not consistent enough. You're doing it one game and you're not doing it another. Like, you need to be consistent. So when I got that final opportunity to actually get there and get the opportunity, I was like, all right, I've got here, so I need to stay here now. I need to do it. And like, I need to make sure everyone understands, like, I was ready and I can play in the Premier League.
I read something, the captain, Mark Noble, he pulled you up on being late to the team meeting, and he's saying it's not the first time. Are you like... That wasn't
the captain, that was the manager.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I read
that
today.
It was David Moyes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So...
Hotted you up like that?
I got back from injury. I got back from injury. This is the first time he was here. Got back from my injury, and I was back and available for the game, but he was like, "No, I'm gonna leave you. I'm leaving you home, and you're doing training one-on-one with Stuart Pearce. So I had to stay back and I do training just on my own." And then so I trained all that week, and then I thought I was going. He was like, "Now you're doing it again." So I did another single session on my own, and I was like, what's the problem, bro? Like, I was like, what is this? Like, because before that, if I'm fit, I'm back, I'm available, like, I'm always in and around the team. But he was like, just leaving me. And then he's finally put me in the squad now. And he's gone, finally put in the squad. But before I got injured, we used to meet at the hotel. But actually, no, it's a lie, actually. I was late to training once.
Fine.
I was late to training.
That's fine.
Yeah. So I was late to training. And then we were meant to meet, and that was the day before. But I was just injured, and we used to meet at the hotel, but this time they met at the stadium.
Yeah.
But it was the day before we were meant to meet for the game. I've gone to the hotel, and they were meeting at the stadium.
You not check your group chat?
See, but those times I didn't have WhatsApp, and they did their thing on WhatsApp. So I used to go to the person and go, what, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But obviously, my mind, we always met at the hotel, so I went to the hotel. But the fact is, I was late the day before for training, and then I was late for the game. I got to the game as he's finished the team meeting. He's like, go home. Yeah, so I literally packed my bags, went back home.
You must have like bucked up your ideas, because now you're like probably one of his favourite players now, isn't it? At first, it's hit and miss.
To be fair, he still had some problems with me, to be fair. Like, over the COVID times, like, obviously I was having the baby and stuff.
Okay.
So it wasn't really me. But like, there was times where I was meant to be coming in training, and then my missus like was meant to, missus like having pains and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool, we'll take her to hospital. But then it was nothing. Then I said, all right, cool, I'm coming in. And then if something else happened, then I just didn't call. I just didn't turn up for training. And then obviously, I called. This was like 10 minutes before training's meant to start. Obviously, he set up a session and stuff. So I've ruined his numbers, because obviously it's not just for me; it's for the team.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So he still had some problems. But obviously, if you're performing on the field, you can kind of let certain things slide.
Fair enough. It's not really the message you want to push to aspiring players. But listen, you got there, and it's happening for you.
I'm not saying that. Obviously, professionalism is key in it. Like, as a footballer, I say, first things first is being professional.
Yeah.
Second is being trustworthy. And then I put it down to ability and work ethic.
Fair enough. That's good. At West Ham, you got quite a few characters in that team. Have you had any bust-ups with any of them or anything?
I've had bust-ups, like on the training pitch. I'm not going to say who.
Yeah, don't say who, but...
I've had bust-ups. So basically, there was one day where we were training. I don't know why, but training got a bit heated in training. And I've taken a shot outside the box. I've taken the shot. The shot has missed the goal and hit the back fence. And by the time the ball's hit the back fence, someone smashed me on the knee. So think about how late that is.
Yeah.
I've taken the shot. The ball has now hit the back fence, and someone's come and shot me down from my knee. So I've kind of like fallen on top of him. As I fall on top of him, I've like got a bit of head loss. Like, I was going to swing. And then I caught myself for, nah, like, don't do this.
Yeah.
No need to fight. But you know when like the rage just like takes you, so I get up off him and I stand up, and then he stands up, but my rage like, from inside just takes over. So I grab him by his hair and like pin his face in the ground. Grab my hair, pin his face in the ground, like. But then that's what I did, punching up him, but just pinned his face in the ground, like, and just held him there, and then I let go.
You look all good now.
Yeah. No problem.
Man. Michael, man, thank you for coming on. You've dropped some gems on there. Like, your come up's pretty different, and it's amazing to come through the way you did, non-league, and then go straight to the prom, being one of the top boys at his club. Thank you for coming on, and I hope we get to see more of you and you're not injured scoring goals.
Thanks for having me, man.
No problem, man. All right, quick fire round. Best player you've played with?
Dimitri Payet.
Best manager you've had?
Throw up between Alan Pardew and Brendan Rodgers.
Worst trainer? You can say yourself, early days.
Me.
Best stadium you've played in?
That'd be New Tottenham Ground.
Changing room clown?
Declan Rice.
Player most likely to be a manager?
Robert Snodgrass.
Best atmosphere?
Still Derby.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Most money spent on a night out?
15K.
Oh, yuck. Best fancy dress outfit.
My elf outfit.
Not the snowman that cost you an advert.
No. That's most expensive fancy dress outfit.
Biggest fine you've paid?
20K.
For what?
When I was late for that game.
Wow. Most memorable moment?
My kids.
Fair. What would you have been if you wasn't a footballer?
PE teacher.
And a lifeguard. And biggest regret?
Biggest regret. To be fair, I really got my regrets, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Happy with the way things are going?
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
No problem.
Cheers.